guys, welcome to my video. Today we're gonna talk about Venus. So as we all know, or according to Wikipedia, Venus is the second planet from the Sun. But today we're not gonna talk about science. We're gonna talk about this Venus. Probably this Venus, or this Venus, or this Venus. So who exactly is Venus, and why is she the symbol of love and beauty for so many centuries? Through centuries, we know that Venus is the goddess of love and beauty. However, the things I really want to talk about is the differences between Venus from early Renaissance art and Venus of Rococo art. We know that Venus is the symbol of love and beauty, but how exactly Venus look like, how exactly her skin, her hair, her body look like, why there are so many different Venus in this world. In this video, I would like to talk more closer about Venus and what is the differences between Venus of early Renaissance art, 15th century, and Venus of Rococo art, 18th century. I hope you enjoy it. This video, we will focus on four main paintings about Venus. The first one is Venus Consoling Love, belong to Butcher. The second one is The Triumph of Venus, also belong to artist Butcher. The third one is The Birth of Venus, which belong to Fragonard. And the final is the masterpiece, The Birth of Venus, Botticelli. Before we start, please take a look at my research about some basic differences between 15th century Venus and 18th century Venus according to many academic sources and books that I have read. Through research, I have found about 7 differences between Venus of Renaissance art and Venus of Rococo art. Role meanings, beauty standard, color, style, the purpose of the painting, the relationship happening in paintings, and the time periods of the painting, which also considered as the differences between two different cultures. First, we're gonna talk about the meanings of Venus. Through century, although there are many different Venus, but the meanings of Venus is remain the same. Is she the symbol of love and especially in the beauty of the woman? Next, we're gonna talk about the differences between the beauties of 15th century Venus and 18th century Venus. According to my research, Renaissance Venus, the standard of Venus is expressed to the long, straight, and healthy hair. Besides, she had a fair skin, round stomach, and full hips. Especially, she had the ample bosoms. Differently, in Rococo Venus, she needs to have the bright colored hair, especially her hair needs to be waving, curl hair even better. She needs to have a large forehead, round head, white skin, express the softness, a little bit single with red. Her hips need to wider than shoulder, and her bosom rising gently and needs to distinguish separately. Therefore, I feel like Venus is from 15th century and 18th century is like the symbol of the beauty of the woman at that moment. So we can see like in 15th century the standard beauty is different, and in 18th century the standard beauty is also different. So Venus is more than just a god. See the symbol of the beauty of the woman at that time, which people consider is beauty for a woman. Even more than that, the main difference between Venus from 15th century and 18th century is their styles. I mean, like from 15th century Renaissance Venus, she have the antique nudes. For example, like as we can see, her hands cover her breasts and also her boudandas, which show the modesty of the woman. For me, it expressed the maturity of the woman. Besides, Venus from Rococo art, she have the sensual nude. You can see her pose is very confident. She doesn't have to hide anything from her body, and she looks like very chill and relaxed. Therefore, we can also see the differences between the the behave of the women of the two different cultures. So in 18th century, feel like women feel more modern and they stand for themselves and they very confident about her way of looking. And back to the past 15th century, Venus is kind of modesty, hiding her sex, which is very interesting. So these pictures illustrate clearly the difference in hair size and emotions of Venus of 15th century and 18th century. As we can see, like the hairstyle of Venus in Rococo art is follow the styles of the party hair size. So most of them have curved hair, and I can say like a short hair. But Venus in 15th century, she remained her very long and really healthy hair. As the purpose of the birth of Venus potentially, we can feel like the birth of Venus it highlight the meaning of the new civilizations of the period at that time. Therefore, the fact that Venus stands with other gods like the wind god and the spring god highlight her power and the bless of gods to human life. Besides, although each painting carried the difference in meanings, but Venus in Rococo art mainly create for the purpose of decorations and entertainments like have people enjoy. Therefore, the fact that Venus in Rococo art usually stand with cupids emphasize things like, as we know in mythology story, Cupid is the son of Venus. Therefore, the assistant of Venus in the paintings emphasize the meaning of pregnancy for women. Overall, the assistant of Venus in the painting through century emphasize the standard of beauty of the woman and also highlight the history in two different cultures. Therefore, so the question is, what is the standard of beauty in our 21st century? Is Kendall Jenner is our standard beauty in this 21st century or someone else? So as you can see, Kendall, Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, or Adele, they have different style, they have different hair, they have different body shape, and they are beautiful. So wrote the story of Venus through century, 15th century and 18th century. I realized that in our century we have no standard beauty and we are beautiful ourselves. In other words, girl, you are Venus in your life and we need to proud that. Lastly, I hope you enjoyed this video and this is the information of the sort that I have read. Please give me some comment about my video and give me more information that you think is interesting about Venus.